What's going on, everybody? It's Baldur's Gate, episode 49. We're not dead after show.
It's late night.
Oh man, what a show! What a show! What a session!
When I'm exhausted in the middle of the night, it's been a doozy.
Yeah,
we've been on the emotional roller coaster.
I didn't expect it to go that way. Honestly, Adam, I expected you to cave. Like, I get your resistance at the very beginning, but when the two guys got on either side of you, and then all of a sudden there's these magma monsters, I'm like, there's no effing way. But I guess if he says no, the rest of us need to nut up or shut up.
yeah.
So to give the context, deal was offered. This uncle, this family figure that still did not reveal their name to Asher. Welcoming back into a home that's familiar yet strange. Beckoning him to walk into the front door to listen to his offer. Which turned out to be instilling Asher with all the power to complete his goals and objectives in life. All in turn, in case he was unsuccessful, to see things his uncle's way, whatever that meant. Refusing an obvious pact with some creature from hell. Towed the line. And you did not accept, even after revealing your friends were caught in lava due to your own malfeasance and not being able to travel for the planescape. At least that's what your uncle said.
Yeah.
You held strong. Multiple forces, Hellhound Archons, Magma Elementals, and when it came push to shove, they started ripping open the cube that you helped put around your friends. Now, to preface this, to get this cube, Asher had to make a mad dash between two Archons held through chains. Huge DC coming up. Throws his nat 20 of the night, breaks through and places this cage that prevents his friends from taking easily 93 points of lava damage to 18 D10s straight out of the DMG. You played this poker match back and forth. And even with the odds kept getting worse and worse and worse for you, Asher held and said, I'm going to fight. I'm going to try to fight for my friends.
Yeah. There's a lot to this episode. But it was interesting. The things that he was saying was, in a way, like, unbeknownst to him, in my mind, he was almost like contradicting himself, or like, in a way, telling his hand in the fact that I could tell he was trying to manipulate me. I mean, this individual tried to, by force, like, take me from my body and like use me as his puppet. And so I'm already like, okay, F you, buddy, like, whoever you are. And then there's this whole other thing. And so I think that had a big part of it. Had that not happened, it might have been a different outcome. I don't know. But then it was like, there's this special thing about me, and there's untapped power, and Asher's learning magic and things that, like, are out of the purview of what he should be able to study. But I mean, he's been on these crazy adventures, and he's learning all these things. And so Asher saw it as like, no, like, you need me, and I'm doing fine. I'm already making a difference, and I may not be perfect, but I'll get there. Is kind of how he saw it. And he was like, no, like, I'm not going to do this. And then when his friends got involved, that became tricky. I mean, I struggled. I struggled with that decision because I'm like, the easy answer is like, take the deal, right? Save my friends. Maybe later we can figure it out. But it was just something about it. I was like, no, I feel like my uncle was, he set this up. This is all his trap. And regardless of him saying it was my fault or not, Asher was like, I'm not taking this deal. I'm going to fight for my friends like my friends fight for me. And if I cause this mess, I'm going to clean it up myself. I'm not going to take an easy way out. I'll fix my mess or I'll die alongside them. And I don't know. I just feel like it was like that maturity moment of like, I'm going to own up to this if this was my fault. And then it was kind of like that recognition. As soon as I dart past those and they try to pull up the chain and lock me down and do all these things, I'm like, F this guy. This is 100% all his ploy. And he still was trying to get me to do it, even when like, and I was just like, at that point I was firm. And I was sticking with it, and it was the hardest decision I've made this campaign, because I very well know what could have happened if things went differently, and it almost did.
Now,
it was a ramble, but there was a lot.
No, that's the good shit. This puts the other party members in a what the fuck did we just get into? Into this threatening situation. Now, if we weren't near the level that we were at, this wouldn't be on the table. I do it because I know the party has the tools to escape. But they have to think about them. And you had to think deep on your character sheet. It was not a execution as it looks like off the surface. Well, fuck, I got no agency because he rolled a nat 1? Fuck my life. I'm trapped in this. Now, yeah, you're facing impending doom. No, it's not good that I can't wake up and heal anybody. This is all very, very bad, but it was about making the choices, and that's what made the story. Josiah having to pick up my body. Rook making the jump and fail. Gitzi Misty stepping out. That's what all made those bits and parts of the story. But yes, I was still nervous as shit.
Yeah, that was some rough combat. I mean, those guys, hit like trucks. And like, I was looking at my HP and seeing some of the damage they were doing, and I'm like, that would have one-shot me. I'm like, that's real bad, And it's all about obviously positioning and bringing Gitzi back up, and and she goes down and she comes up and she goes down. It's like, it took everything, but I'm happy. I'm happy, obviously, that everyone lived. I would have felt really bad if someone died, but that's the great thing about the table is I know we're all here to tell awesome stories, and so whatever happens, we're telling the story, and what happens. And so I knew they had my back, regardless if I get them killed on accident. But I'm in a weird way, I'm proud of Asher for standing up, and like sticking it no, screw you. You don't, I make my own choices. I make my own mistakes, and I'll do that my own way, and I'll figure out life like I have, most of my life, right? By myself and with my friends. And I don't need anyone else to tell me what to do or how to live my life. I'll do it how I see fit. And I think he's picked that up from his friends around him. And that's what it boiled down to was, I don't need you. I'll figure this out. If I'm as special as you say I am, I'll figure it out. And then you better hope you're not around when I do, because
I was super proud of you for holding line, but I'll be dead honest. After the second crit, I was like, he's going to do it out of like, then it's about, he loves his friends so much that he'll sacrifice that piece to save his friends. But we got to play out the reaction, and they react, and heroically in the way that they do it. It gives you guys a chance. Now, had there been failures, then it would have happened in between there.
That's when I would have had you. I could have just got one more failure inside that cube. Then maybe you wouldn't have failed me. And someone from this decrepit house could have succeeded for the first time in the gifts that they properly have.
Yep.
What a dick.
Yeah.
Planting the seeds of the control of magic. Abjuration, the manipulation, and ultimately holding great energy and chaos is something that this entity is interested in. And that your bloodline, whether they are your uncle or not, has identified in a greater story that connects your parents and where you are within the plane today. But
Right.
we wouldn't be here without Damage Daddy.
True.
Josiah Marquis, who came out of the gate with the opening line like our Bruce Willis. And we needed you. We needed Bruce Willis.
And I now know the 3 ways to get out of a orb.
Oh my God. You set the tone and you made us not so worried. And I enjoyed the shit out of that. That was really good.
I couldn't be weird. I was dreaming about room service before all this happened.
Oh
I
my God.
woke up in a sphere after God knows what.
I'm curious what you thought I was gonna do. I mean, I know what you said was like roll the dice and do it because it'll be great. You know, like when we were talking about it, but like when it was happening, I'm wondering what you thought I was going to choose.
I figured you would hold the line until I really threatened and got scary with it. That's what I didn't figure you would take any kind of infernal pact with this guy unless I really threatened to take a life.
Straights.
And it looked like there for a second that I was gonna possibly kill my own character in front of you.
Josiah saved the day.
And you know, Josiah and the crew inside did the thing.
What about you, Radio? What do you think I was going to choose?
I thought you were going to take the pack. Like, I think you resisted at first, which was the very Asher thing to do. But as soon as he started threatening your friends, I thought that might be the tipping point. And I even said it in chat that younger Asher would have caved at this point, but Asher, having grown up and spent time in the Fae and had more experience, and he's not the greenhorn that we first met at the very beginning of Baldur's Gate. He's learned something. He's learned his own strength, and with that, he harnessed it and saved his friends and didn't have to compromise his own person, which is fucking awesome.
When I'll give this as a juicy thing for the Patreon. When I left to grab a drink and think about it, I thought, I went through how does this play out, you know, scenario wise, and I thought, okay, what is Asher's perspective on this? And I immediately went to Josiah and Gitzi both, and the conversation of never change who you are no matter the circumstance, because that's the thing that they've been drilling in is like, you know, hey, accept who you are, be who you are, you know, like that's kind of the thing that they've constantly said. And it was weird because it was literally like that was the first thing I thought was, I remember having specific sermons from Josiah and Gitzi about like, you know, hey, like, you know, like don't change, don't be whatever they think you are, be your own person. And that was like the thing that just resonated with me was like, I don't need to be this thing and achieve all of this with this entity's help. Like, I am my own person. I am my own mistakes. And I just knew that support was there. And so I thought, you know, if I make this and I go back, they would accept it. But then I felt like Asher would have let them down and being like, I caved when you told me never to hold true to who you are. So just a fun little mind thing that I had happen, and I kind of played that all out, and just after that I was like, nope, I'm not doing it. I'm gonna stay true to myself, and we're gonna see it through to the end, and I don't know what's gonna happen.
You've now bested this entity in 2 different planes. Interesting enough, still doesn't have an incorporeal body.
Yeah.
and we got a lot to find out about your childhood and these missing pieces of memories. I wanted to give a little bit, but not do too much without talking to you further. I got a pretty good line on it thematically, but there were still more conversations to come. So I just wanted to just be like, the deja vu effect. There are things here that look the same, and you do know that your parents left somewhere at one point in time. So, maybe there's a better story than just what you've always been told and who you've been raised by. So
who knows? We'll find out together. I've got
more to investigate.
It'll be great.
I love it.
There's a really come together moment in a hellscape there. So I'm excited to see the party take probably a little bit of R&R for a week and take their wealth and not take a job.
Stay in bed. I'm gonna stay in bed. I already know I'm gonna be in bed for like at least 5 days, not moving.
Fetal position. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for staying after. Love y'all. We'll catch you for another after show. You're not gonna want to miss Baldur's Gate next week. Love y'all.